This recording is for Pre-Algebra Chapter 2, Lesson 8, Inequalities and Their Graphs. But first, a quick quote from Lemony Snicket, Horseradish, Bitter Truths You Can't Avoid, page 166. It is very unnerving to be proven wrong, particularly when you are really right and the person who is really wrong is the person who is proving you wrong and proving himself wrongly, right? Right? All right, that's the quote. All right, so inequalities and their graphs. Inequalities are, I'm showing you too much. All right, so inequalities are less than, so the number that would be on the left side is smaller than the thing on the side. Because remember, I always do the little alligator. The alligator is always going to go after the bigger meal. There you go. He's even going to have a red eye. There we go. All right, so the alligator is always going to go after the smaller meal. And then, so that's less than. This is what we call greater than. Oops. That's what we call greater than. So there's his red eye. There's the alligator. I'm going to spend far too much time making these little alligators. So that's the last one I'll make. Okay. And then we have one that's called less than or equal to. And we can always remember that it's or equal to because it's got the half of an equal sign in it. Okay. The other one is greater than or equal to because it also has half of an equal sign in it. And then we also have does not equal. Basically, when 2 does not equal 3, that's when we use it, but it doesn't come up very often. Okay, so we this is supposed to be solutions, not solutions. I don't even know what that word is. Solutions. There we go. Solutions. Solitons, I don't know. Solutions of an inequality is any number that makes an inequality true. Okay, so if I have x is greater than 3, x can be any number that is greater than 3. It can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever. But it cannot be 3 because I specifically say here that x is greater than 3. X can be 3.111111 repeating. X can be 3.0002. Anything as long as it is greater than 3, but not equal to 3. Now, if I had x is greater than or equal to 3, that's when the possible solutions could be 3, 4, 5, 6, and increasing. Okay? So again, when it's equal to, it includes the number, or can include the number. If there's the half the equal sign isn't there, then it doesn't work. All right? And we also use a number line to graph things. So if I was to graph things, I need a number line, and then what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a closed circle to represent the greater than or less than. Use a different color. An open circle to represent these two, and I used a closed circle to represent those two. This one, you just don't graph, okay? Or you just graph them as just a point, but they don't get a line. So to show all of the numbers that are a solution for x is greater than 3, I'm going to have an arrow going over all of the numbers that it could be. Because 4 could be a solution, 5 could be a solution, 6 could be a solution, 7, 8, and so on. But because it doesn't include 3, I'm using an open circle. It doesn't start there. It starts at just after 3. Again, like 3.00001 would be a possible situation and a possible solution for this situation. Okay, so let's go graph a little bit more, and I'll tell you about what I'm picky about when it comes to graphing. Okay, so again, we use a closed dot when we are talking about greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. All right, so closed dots must have that half an equal sign. Because remember, an equal sign looks like that, and it's got half of one, okay? Half of one. All right. So, and then an open circle is what we use for greater than or equal to, but not the one with half an equal sign, okay? So just me being picky as a teacher, I really want you guys to always put 0 on your number line because I always want to see where 0 is so that I know where you know 0 is. You don't have to put every single number on your number line as long as you put 0 and the number comparing. Okay? So if I went ahead and I had 2 is less than or equal to x, well, I'm going to go ahead and put 0 because I have to have 0. I'm going to put the number 2, and 2 is on the right side of 0 because it's positive, it's greater than 0. And then you don't have to use another color when you're graphing, but I'm going to use another color. And it's going to be a closed dot because it is got the half and equal sign, so closed dot. And I have to represent all of the numbers that are less than 2. Or no, greater than 2, because x is greater than or equal to 2. So my arrow is going to go off this way because numbers greater than 2 are on the right side of 2. So there we go. And you can show the above arrow. Things get messy when you go like this. Yeah, don't do that. Use the above arrow. It's much cleaner, it's a lot neater, and it's easy to read. If you do this crazy stuff like that, it's really hard to read for me. So make sure you do the above arrow. Okay, so let me go ahead and give you one more example. Let me erase this. Let me give you another example. Let's say we have -3 is greater than or equal to y. Well, again, I need 0, and I need my comparison number. In this case, it's -3. And, you know what, let's do a comparison that doesn't have the or equal sign. All right, so let's just say -3 is greater than y. So if -3 is greater than y, I'm going to have an open circle on 3, on -3, because it can be any number that is less than 3 and gets very close to 3 but doesn't include 3. It can get super close. It could be -4.0000, or excuse me, -3.00001. That is a number that is less than -3, because other numbers less than -3 would be like -4, -5, -6, etc. Okay, and again, I want you to do the above arrow when showing things just because it's easier for me to grade. All right, kind of short lesson today, so I will stop right there. Bye, guys. Hope you can remember how to do this. This is like 4th grade math, guys, so I hope you can do this.